guys. We are back for session 11. So, getting right into it. For the final episode, where our player characters lived as commoners, session 10, the brave young souls emerged from the darkness of the lair of the Deep Worm Witch into the fresh night air of outer Elondavale. Immediately they began to set up camp and balm their wounds as Asher, Char, and Rigurd reflected on their proper teamwork and the actions that saved the Dragonborn's life. The Brotherhood of the Mouse rested and healed before returning home, where they were greeted as heroes by everyone there that they had met along the way. Aelfric and his two boys, Benson and Max, Dominic and Matthew, the town blacksmith, Kendra, Janice, Melandrew, and Briar. With cheers and heartfelt goodbyes from everyone within the small outpost, they made it known just how much they truly appreciated the efforts the team gave to helping them with their personal matters. As the crowd dispersed, Kendra requested that the team escort her to Cardy, where she could start a new life more suited to her desires. This was nearly instantly accepted by Char, and Kendra went off to prepare herself for the arduous journey ahead, much to the surprise of Briar. With a private conversation requested by Mel, Briar returned to his boarding house to prepare a final meal for the team. Mel spoke with them about the page she copied from Hisarna's book, about the Heartstone, and expressed that she felt there was still a lot more mystery about the item than what there may seem. The page itself was written in languages she did not understand and left it to be decoded by the team before reminding them how much they helped Lawson, the infant in the care of Hisarna. As the team returned to Briar's for one last meal, and with all of their new gear given to them by the townsfolk, they broke bread together and waited for Kendra, who later showed up to give the Silent Island over to Briar to tend for in her absence. And with that, the team takes their final rest in Elondavale, and we begin this session on Monday, June 14th, 2997, the night after your evolutions. So you guys can... I'll just go through the line real quick to see if you guys want to say anything like before the journey begins. Kendra is with you. I'll go over that in a second. And just so you guys know how the travel sequence is going to be broken down. So by the end of the episode, you guys will have arrived at Cardy, right? And there's about a week-long journey for you to get from here to there. And basically, just to keep things moving and mix it up a little bit, the sections of days are going to be broken out into sections. So the days are going to be broken out into sections, is what I meant to say. You guys can pair up to do perception checks, whatever, if you want. And if you wanted to do something specific during the night, that would kind of be probably the best time for you to lead that particular RP moment. But if it's something pressing, you can bring it up at any time. Ryan, I think I saw your hand was up.
Yep, because we haven't left Briar's just yet, right?
No, so this, where you guys are at right now is you're in his kitchen, basically having one last breakfast together in the safety of his boarding house, waiting for Kendra. Why not?
Now, Briar, it occurs to me that we don't have a map to Cardy. Do you happen to have one or know where we can acquire one?
He thinks for a second. Well, Kendra might. She said something last night about wanting to try out her hand with navigating. I don't particularly have a map, but if she has any kind of equipment, then she might know where to go. We'll wait for her to see.
Could you at least tell us the cardinal direction that we have to travel in?
South.
Alright then, that should be enough.
Yeah, you go straight south, you'll see the South Sea, and if you can see that, you'll see Cardy, trust me. It's pretty hard to miss. They might find you first, who knows?
If that's the case, then Arkul, we shouldn't need a map.
Well, it never hurts to have one, but if we can get one, that would be most helpful. Maybe we can see more of our surroundings a little bit better with it. But Briar, I do have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does the name Naunem mean anything to you? And I pull out this piece of paper, and if you all would like to see it, boom, there's the results.
So yeah,
Briar
takes a look at it. Or I'm sorry, are you showing him the book, or are you just asking him about it?
I'm pulling out the page.
Okay.
Yeah, pull it out.
Yeah, he looks it over. Like his changing directions. Actually, I have it right here. He looks at the page and is turning it left and right and upside down.
God, Arkul, you big brainy bitch.
It's just a bunch of gobbledygook to me.
Well, actually, it's mostly Char. I just helped finish it up.
Where did you get this?
Melandra actually gave it to us. We were trying to acquire information about the Heartstone necklace from
yeah, and he
Hisarna.
Holds the page up. Isn't that what y'all was using? That stone?
Yeah, so last night, Char seemed very interested in trying to translate, and looking through all this into common, the name Naunem pops up multiple times, but there's not much else I can understand from it.
He lifts his hat a little bit to scratch his head and secures it back down. You got me on that one. It looks no language I've ever seen. Mel gave you this?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we were looking for information on the Heartstone necklace, and she told us that Hisarna had a book. And he let us see it for about 5 seconds, but she was able to procure this page for us.
You got this from Hisarna. Okay, well that tracks a little bit more then. I'm not familiar with this particular language or these crazed symbols. But somebody in Cardy might know. I wouldn't bring it up around here again, unless if you don't want Hisarna to find out.
You're the only one that I have asked about it.
I would hold on to that until you get to Cardy. And then Briar will stop and mention to Char, because she took her hat off when you guys went to the lair. Now, Char, you might want to put your hat back on. You do not want to be caught by Cardy. Trust me on that. And Char, oh my gosh, okay. And Mally puts her little babushka back on. And they switch it up. I would assume.
Briar, do you really think that people are gonna notice her horns over me?
And he looks at you dead serious. Oh yeah.
Rigurd, it's okay. There's lots of short people in the world. It's not that uncommon.
It's not that I'm short. It's the green skin goblins. People don't really like us that much.
I suppose so, but
What, you don't think a big towering dragonborn will keep people's heads turning?
I was going to say, in terms of looks, we're all pretty different compared to, I guess, the normal people out there.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think you and Hadrian should blend in pretty well enough, but as for Arkul, Char, and myself, we probably will attract enough attention.
Well, you might. But as long as you just keep your head down and don't cause any trouble, Rigurd, you should be okay.
What do you mean about that?
Well, I had this vicious nightmare last night that you tried to set a forest on fire. Now, it's just a nightmare, and it never happened. But I just had this vivid nightmare that you were trying to burn down the entire forest.
How fascinating. I too had a nightmare. The forest was on fire, and someone lopped off my head. And then I woke up. I woke. Wait, he doesn't dream. He trances. He doesn't even sleep. Never mind.
Well,
My trance was very nightmarish last night.
Whatever y'all went through.
I don't know about that. That doesn't sound like something I would do. That is just this sounds like lies and slander.
No. I didn't say you did do it. I just said it was a nightmare. Nightmares are things that you don't expect to happen or you don't want to happen. It didn't happen. I mean, Rigurd, you have been a stunningly welcoming guest. I have nothing but good things to say about you. Y'all got your copy of the order, right? He means the
Yes.
We do, yes.
On it.
I think Shar has that, right?
I wrote it down as in my inventory.
I was gonna say, I think
Okay.
Arkul grabbed it. Usually Arkul's the
I should
first to
put
grab
that down
stuff.
as I remember.
Yeah, now they may... Whatever happens, make sure you do not lose that piece of paper. Don't let anybody take it from you. No department there will need to take the original. They can always make a copy. You have all the names and our location on there, and our request for independent sovereignty. Now they should respect that. But if they don't, and they send someone to come looking for us, and he has the second copy, I've got another one waiting for them, and I will send their tails back home between their legs. You guys can hear like a soft knocking at the door at this point. Well, I think that's Kendra. Boys, Miss Cha, it's been wonderful having you here, and it's been a true blessing of the traveler that y'all, through whatever means, came here. I still don't quite understand it, but y'all have helped out some simple folk with their needs, and you're going above and beyond the call, I think. I hope that armor is enough to keep you safe on your journey. And take good care of Kendra on the journey. I wish you would stay, but her desire is her desire, and I must respect it. And out of the promise I made to her daddy. And he'll put his hand out in front of each of you to shake your hands. Just one by one.
It was great meeting you, Briar. You have delicious stew.
Thank you. Let's go get Kendra. So you guys go out the front door with Briar, and the sun is beating down. It's pretty early in the morning. And Kendra she's if you guys remember, pretty much everybody in this town has kind of like dark mocha skin coloration and pretty much jet black hair. It varies between them if it's like straight or curly, wavy, whatever. Hers has always been very straight, very shiny, very well kept. And in her current outfit, she's wearing this like very ill-fitting brown fabric overalls with just like a white linen shirt under it. She has this super stained and weathered looking safari hat on her, and her hair is up and tied. She has a bag that's about the size that she is, and you could see all the... This is a weird song.
I was gonna say, like, what am I listening to right now?
Yeah, it's like, you guys are getting ready to go back to the dungeon.
Yeah.
Why did I...
And just like that, it was all a dream. You never left the cell. Huh, fuck.
You're finally awake.
Well, hello, horse thief.
The bot is not playing. Oh,
Yes, it is.
I'm in the wrong server. That's fine.
Good job. Aw. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Good song after it changed.
Beautiful Death is like one of my favorite artists right now. Anyway, Kendra is wearing like her brown coveralls and a white linen shirt, like a filthy safari-looking hat. She's got this bag that's about the size that she is, just standing a little bit over her head. And each and every pocket is like busting outwards, just ready to burst. And she has this, you guys can see this, this large metallic-looking box hanging around her neck. It looks like there may have been a pattern on it at one point, but it's very worn off. And she's, I have prepared for our journey ahead, and I believe I am in as good of a place as I am going to be for our departure.
Do you really think you're gonna need all that for our journey?
Yeah, believe me, I wish I could take more.
You don't happen to have a map to Cardy, or do you at least know where to head off to?
Yes, and she like readjusts her backpack and opens the object she was holding, or she's carrying around her neck. I have a compass, and you can hear this like heavy, like rusty hinges as this thing opens, and you can see the dial turning. I was going to suggest that I act as our navigator.
Considering none of us have been around here, it sounds like a good idea.
My sentiments exactly.
If you need help carrying your luggage, we're more than happy to help you.
Nope, it's fine. I am able to carry my own weight, and I anticipate to do just that. Gentlemen, I am ready to depart when you are.
Lead the way.
Let's set off.
She does a big like quarter turn and steps off. And Briar, well, I kind of want a hug, but that's all right. Y'all, he like gives you each one final long stare in the eyes. Goodbye.
We'll see you later.
I hope.
This isn't goodbye. We'll be back.
I can't remember what town it was I went to once, but they had a saying I rather liked. It was au revoir, which, if I recall correctly, that means until we meet again.
Arrivederci.
We'll return.
Arrivederci. Draconic is Italian, confirmed.
I love when that happens.
I hope y'all have a safe trip. Yeah, go on, get before I start crying.
Yeah. Salud.
So, as the team begins to make their leave for the coast of the continent, leaving behind the place where they found new life together, the clouded over skies and a chill in the air push a breeze between the trees that lightly shower the dead foliage over the dirt floor, and the Brotherhood of the Mouse begins their journey towards lands unknown for the sake of the small village of Ilanda Vale. So, for the first part of travel, just so you guys know, there'll be 3 parts of travel. You guys can decide who watches what and when. I'm not going to tell you the day breakdown, just that there are 3 parts. So whoever wants to take first.
Yes, Rigurd will. I guess as long as we're in like a forest kind of scape, Rigurd will just keep taking watch on everything.
Yeah, it'll be it'll be forced. Kendra will tell you that it's as far as she knows, it should be forest most of the way there. Until you
Are we talking like watch, like sleep watch?
more of like who's kind of leading with Kendra for the journey for the next few
Okay.
days.
Like marching order.
Basically, it's like a temporal marching order, yeah. And then so John, give me that big fat perception check, baby.
Which d20 am I gonna roll? The red one. Perception is +3.
I like your bunkers and badasses shirt, Joe.
Oh, can you see it? Thank you.
Oh
Just
yeah, I
stream
fucking
can't see
can.
it.
So that's gonna be a 3 + 3, so 6.
In battle.
You
Yeah.
perceive nothing.
You're vaguely underwater.
So yeah, Rigurd is just
Vaguely.
he is
God.
still not
Rolls are
every
awful.
time Rigurd has had to hunt or look for things for survival purposes, he's always been by himself. And that's the way he's been accustomed to foraging, basically. And just moving with people just completely throws him out of his rhythm. Like he thought last time, with that natural one, maybe Felix was just being a little chatty that day and stepping on each and every twig. But now is like if he looks to the left, it just so happens that Arkul is over there stretching his muscles a bit, just trying to warm up.
Glistening in the sunlight.
Glistening in the sun, and Rigurd's like
Level
and he
2 buff.
fucking shuffles forward a bit and looks around, and then Char comes up with her head buried in the notebook, trying to discover more of the mysteries. And Rigurd just eventually he's just like, well, can't fucking do anything with this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, on brand.
Yeah, and it for the first. Let's see, so you guys left on the 14th. Okay. 16. So as you guys are making your way through the forest, the first few days of the journey are rather uneventful. The weather isn't changing much of anything. There's nothing particularly that points itself out to Rigurd at night. He just seems to, whenever it's time to go to bed, he makes sure that everyone's tucked in and they're quiet, and then he nods off himself.
I was gonna say, Rigurd's gonna be the last one to go to bed.
I mean, I was gonna say, because Felix trances, he would offer to stay awake while other people slept, if they wanted to agree to that.
He do be trancing.
Yeah, so, John, if there is a particular conversation you wanted to have with either your fellow PCs or with Kendra, now would be the time for you, like you would lead the direction of where you wanted it to go. You don't have to, but you can.
Yeah, so, what's the first thing we want to accomplish when we get to the city?
Well, we do have our mission to be the emissary for Alanda Vale, but I would definitely like to see what a big city looks like. I've never been to one.
Yeah.
Explore it.
What do you mean a big city? Like the fort wasn't big enough for you, or?
I mean, my village was kind of tucked away. It wasn't a massive, large city. My clan is, pretty isolated. We keep to ourselves.
I mean, it was the biggest city I've ever seen. Are there bigger cities?
Cone would have been.
I mean, based on what Briar said, it was supposed to be pretty big.
Well, then, guess that's something for me to look forward to once we get there. Still don't know how I will, keep the attention off of myself, but who knows?
Well, as long as you don't steal anything and you walk upright, I think we should be okay.
You hear a little like from Kendra.
What? Just overlooking the whole stealing part, like, what's wrong with walking on all fours?
Well, it seemed like you drew attention to yourself when you went through town on all fours, but then when you walked upright, people seemed to pay less attention to it.
Well, I think it's more shocking to people seeing goblins walk on 2 feet. It's a lot of people, a lot of races see goblins as animals, just feral.
I suppose so. But you're not like all the other goblins, Rigurd.
Well, I would like to think I am.
I don't know. You guys are being awful quiet over there. Are you just...
Are they just asleep and
Bored?
we're just shooting the shit? They're just.
I cast minor illusion of Rigurd crawling around on all fours.
And then Felix.
Is it like
almost
a
in-
perfect recreation of me?
I was gonna say Felix is gonna cast Rigurd walking on 2 legs to walk beside the
What?
4-1.
What?
I'm doing the Spider-Man thing right now. Like, what? How are there 3 of me? What's going on?
Sorry, Rigurd. I don't know if anybody else had weird dream last night, but we're playing with the powers that we got.
I was going to ask you guys, we all seem to look more confident and more strong overnight. I also have this really giant tattoo on my neck now,
And he like pulls his shirt down.
Dude, that is awesome. I have an 8-pack.
When did you find the time to get that?
That's the thing, I didn't get a tattoo. I mean, the one on my head is a tattoo, but I woke up with this. It looks like a mark of Morinth.
Who's Morth again?
Morinth is the
Oh,
dragon.
The dragon wants to know who Morinth is.
Do I even
He's
know
the
who Morth
dragon.
is?
Yes.
I think Felix told you guys at
Yeah,
one
Felix.
point, or no, maybe it was just Rigurd, but he definitely
No,
brought up Morinth.
everyone overheard us talking about
Everybody.
the legend of Morinth and
I believe
Then
you've
Trook
talked
and
about
everyone.
it before. Arkul, I think before you had a history check on that and it didn't go very well.
That's probably right.
You can
Well,
you
he
can
will.
you can try a history check again if you want.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, if not, Felix is more than happy to tell the tale. The tale that I wrote at my old job when I was like literally putting in applications at other jobs and just fucking writing D&D lore.
love it.
I only got an 8 for history, so nah.
No, man.
All right,
Arkul
Felix
is-
will assist. Roll again.
You know it's a dragon.
Arkul is-
I mean, you don't have
The
to
what?
assist. You can tell
what?
the story,
The worst dragon you've ever
Arkul
heard
is,
of.
is trying his best to.
but you have heard of him.
If you want me to use the assist, natural 20.
No, I
Let's
didn't say- I
fucking
didn't say
go.
to roll.
Meeny.
I mean, that's
believe
fine,
it.
but I didn't say to roll. No,
He's just
Arkul
jealous.
he's trying to remember at this moment, like, you heard the name before, and it was there, but he couldn't remember where. Maybe in his schooling or his lessons he heard it, and right now it's about the same thing. He's heard Felix talk about it numerous times now, but he's not sure if he knows the name. As
Felix will
Felix
just give
dives
a-
into it, yeah.
Or cool.
Yeah.
Would you know the names Vintruk or Rorin?
I don't know what I.
I'm partial to Rorin for obvious reasons.
Well, I mean, I'm obviously partial to Vintruk. He is like a god to us.
Felix, when Vintruk and Rorin are mentioned, he'll make like really I mean, his minor illusion actually is like good now, but since he doesn't know what they actually look like, he'll pull like very generic, heroic-looking goblin and elf counterparts fighting this like blob of a white dragon
Just fighting
on the moon.
on the moon. Yeah, in his little 5-foot cube, all of this is going down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like very contained.
Yeah. So Felix, are you telling like the whole story?
I mean, he'll go as in depth as Felix would know, I guess. I don't really know like exactly what he would know at this point. I mean, he definitely knows who Mornth is. He knows who Vintruk and Roran are, and he knows that's kind of like the quote origin story of why goblins and elves kind of had it out for each other. So yeah, he'll just explain to everybody. Mornth is kind of like this ancient, like legendary deity dragon that tried to basically destroy the world, and goblins and elves actually banded together to help destroy this dragon. But in the end, at least according to Felix's retelling, since he's an elf, the elves did most of the work, and the elves were gifted with basically draconic powers. And then he's going to explain after that, he's going to say,
some of them.
right.
It's a mark of
So
honor.
in my dream that I had, it sounded like, Hadrian, you shared a similar sort of dream. It almost seemed as if these powers that I have, he'll minor illusion a strand of the draconic DNA, which I'm guessing that's what it was in the dream. He'll try to like closely relay that as an image as he can. I think that blood runs in my veins.
Is that why you can do all the whatever it is you do?
I'm not very sure, but it's definitely interesting to mess around with.
And he'll just keep casting minor illusions of just fucking weird shit. I don't know. Just like random objects. Just like testing his power. Also, when Felix does spells, I went full nerd and I looked up like Lord of the Rings Elvish, and I can actually say like what the words mean, like the actual spells.
Do it. Fucking do it.
Minor illusion is a rink. But I mean, once I do other spells, I'll say the words in like Felix voice. It'll be cool.
Oh, fucking do it.
Go
Fucking
say,
do it.
say minor illusion in the Felix voice.
A rink.
And when he casts, so he's a sorcerer, so he doesn't have like a spell book. It flows like he's the channel, obviously, but his like I guess power source is like the tattoo on his forehead. So when he casts, he tries to like kind of form like a conduit with like 2 fingers, and then he'll like, you know what I mean?
Wave a magic finger wand.
Which is also Felix's pose on the stained glass.
Swish
piece that he
and
had.
Hells yeah. Swish and flick.
Leviosa. Oh.
So, Felix is going over most of the history of the elves. We'll say it takes him a day or two to really go over everything he knows. And you guys notice that along the way, Kendra is not chatting very much. She checks her compass every so often, and it doesn't change very much. It's not a particularly difficult terrain for you guys to traverse. It's the same general ambient temperature. The trees are large enough and in bloom at this time of the year where there's plenty of shade cover over the ground. I don't remember. I don't think we've had a rain since you guys
Not
have
yet.
started. So things aren't as green as perhaps you've seen them in different times, especially during like the rainy seasons, maybe during the spring. And the ground is kind of a soft, dried dirt as you guys are walking along the path. So for the first 2 days, you guys are chatting and have a good time. And on June 17th, as you guys are sitting down at camp, getting ready to rest for the day and as well as for the next part of the journey. Each of you are sitting outside enjoying your small campfire together. Kendra just kind of huddled by herself, drawing little doodles in the dirt, or reading a book. And Felix, he looks up in the night sky, and the waxing crescent moon reaches its peak. And there comes a moment where Felix he feels this. In his vision, he saw his greater form breathe outward that cosmic blanket. And he feels a very similar resonance, like to the very core of his elfhood, of that same feeling of as he just observes this glowing crescent moon, and he can feel washed over by the same awe-inspiring moment that he felt in his dream. The rest of you just see Felix. If you didn't know better, you'd assume he was already in his trance as his crescent moon. I don't know if you can see it in the poster behind me. Nope. As his crescent moon just very softly begins to glow and emit just a gentle light from his forehead. And
Rigur's just gonna try and like poke it because it's like, what?
Oh, hold on! Don't touch them. I've seen this once. He might be the Avatar. If you move his body, he won't be able to get back from the spirit realm.
Yes!
Felix does not react.
Friggin' love it.
And Felix, he knows the direction of home. I think we've talked about that before. He has a very gentle pull in a direction he assumes is home. And it's almost magnified this night. He can feel that he, as well as the collection of moon elves, not just from his home. He knows there are other moon elves around the world. He just doesn't know where. And he can feel that as one people, they are all witnessing this moon, and that they are all gazing at it together.
This is lit as fuck. But this also, have you seen the movie Joe Dirt?
Yes, of course.
Not for a long
You ever wonder if they're looking up at that same moon?
I love that fucking movie.
You
But
know
yeah,
what?
he'll
Yeah,
take in the vibes.
yes, Felix, I have wondered that many times.
Felix, he's in. It's not his trance. It's trance-like. He eventually realizes, like, he opens his eyes and sees Rigurd like in his grill. He was out for about 15 minutes.
Rigurd, I like you as a friend. I don't know if. Sorry.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
You're a little close for comfort, buddy, bro.
But I was just wondering what is he's like still poking the forehead near crescent moon. It's like, why is this glowing? What's going on? Are you okay?
I think it's the source of my power.
And he'll touch the crescent moon, and he's gonna go a little bit more oppressive of a spell. You said it's raining?
It is not. It is a clear sky.
Oh. Well. Never mind. He's gonna hold off for a second. He'll like touch his fingers to his forehead as if he's going to spell, and then he's like,
Hey Joe, it's raining, right? Joe, it's raining.
I'll do something with it.
Fuck!
And Kendra like sits up. You guys are so weird. And she just goes in her tent and zip, just zips. Which I guess there are zippers now. She closes it up.
Cannon. Confirmed canon. Zip.
She has made the first zipper.
She's like literally a genius.
Yeah. She invented the zip.
Do you guys want to do shadow puppets on the side of Kendra's tent?
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'll go make the fire.
No. I got this.
Anything to
And
get guitar.
I grab my pendant, and you see it flash in between my fingers, and I cast light on the pommel of my sword.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Wow. I've never seen that kind of power before. Your
Well,
power
I
seems to
kinda-
be different from mine.
Yeah, I kind of need it, because, you guys keep talking about dreams. I had a dream myself, and I can no longer see in the dark very well. So I kind of need this.
You mean you don't have dark vision?
Not no more.
I'm sorry. Well, at least you have a lit up sword now. That's pretty useful.
Look, I made a bunny rabbit.
Oh, look, there's a dog.
Kendra's just cease and desist kindly.
The dragon.
Felix will just hold his hand out.
It's my hand. I've never done shadow puppets before.
Mally looks at Char like, what the how are they doing that? Did you see that wolf? How are they
Generally.
like looking at her small mouse paws? And Char's just like, it's okay, we'll figure it out.
Generally, we use the light of someone else's fire breath, but I'd like to conserve mine right now, just in case.
Can you turn that light down a little bit? It is pretty bright in this darkness.
Oh yeah, just let me touch the dimming settings.
It's a dimmer switch.
It's just a slide. It's on your sword, so it just slides.
And,
Wow, these new powers sure are great. Rigurd, what's your power?
Oh, let me show you real quick. Just gonna get up and walk towards a tree. And just
Eats it.
breaks into a fucking fiery rage. Just like you just see his veins popping out everywhere. It's arms, neck, forehead, legs.
I was gonna say, I feel like he would have to at least be like somewhat more muscular, like gaining that much strength overnight.
Oh yeah, Rigurd went on a training montage. So
That's
yeah,
right.
he's definitely more swole.
His pants turn purple and he turns tan color. He's the human Hulk.
Holy hell.
You're telling me every time I'm angry I can pass through a city without people staring at me? I just look normal?
for 1 minute.
You just have purple
Your
pants up.
your epic e-boy braids become a bowl cut.
No!
Hadrian, what about you?
Oh, I have this fun one. I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
On who?
Rigurd.
God.
Oh no.
Oh. Laugh rage. He's like
Why?
throwing a tree with laughter rage. Oh my.
Rigurd, what's your intelligence score?
I was gonna say, isn't hideous laughter?
Is
it's
it
not
a
damaging
save or
spell,
what
right?
is it?
The saving throw.
Doesn't it just make you laugh uncontrollably?
Intelligence. My intelligence save is just +0, so it's whatever I roll.
So if
Rigurd-
if your intelligence is less than 4, it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Less than 4?
Wait, what is your intelligence?
Who has less than 4?
Well, thankfully not Rigurd.
I was gonna say you'd have to be primordial to have like less than.
I was
4,
gonna say no. Rigurd's got 10 intelligence.
Rigurd,
Like
make a
he's
wi-
not
Rigurd.
not dumb.
Make a wisdom save.
What is my intelligence? Okay, yeah, I'm 11. I'm 1 point.
Hey, dirty 20.
Alright, you're good.
A filthy 20.
You can feel the effect sort of wash over you as Hadrian moves his hands in a way and he speaks some very strange words that Rigurd.
Would I know that, Hadrian?
Oh yeah, he looked right at you and did it. Hey Hadrian, click.
Oh, fucking.
But it doesn't take
Rigurd
effect.
Rigurd walks up to him, just fucking stands up, just like. Why would you try that?
I like,
Just
how you,
fucking-
I like how you stood up,
wanna
but he
see
would
you
come up
laugh.
to Hadrian's like waist.
No, right, but like he's still going up to Hadrian, mad dogging him, just like, why the fuck would you do that? And just veins popping out of every fucking body part, every body part.
I just wanted to hear you laugh, mate. You don't really have a sense of humor. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just wanted to hear you laugh.
I thought it was good
What?
material.
What do you mean? I don't have a sense of humor. I'm one of the funniest people in my village.
I would never want to visit your village then.
And then
Fuck
everyone
you,
laughs
Joe.
hideously.
Fuck both both the Joes.
No,
Here's
that
for
was,
both.
that was
Joes.
funny. That was funny.
Yeah, like that's so bardic. That was a very bardic
Actually
response.
spit out my water.
All I did is spit take.
Yeah, you.
Wow, so I guess your powers are... I don't know what that would be called. Is it magic?
He didn't laugh though, right?
No.
Rigurd, no.
It doesn't seem to have worked.
No.
You must not be very good.
Well, you did cast an illusion of Rigurd earlier, similar to what I can do, so it sounds like we kind of have similar power.
I cast Firebolt at the tree behind Rigurd.
Firebolt, that one's the cantrip. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Oh, I'm gonna follow up so hard on this.
17.
Okay, yeah, roll your damage die.
Tree's AC is 18.
No, the tree's on fire like the dream. Oh fuck!
I
Please,
wasn't the
no.
president this time.
No, I don't want this again.
It wasn't a dream, it was a nightmare.
It was a real waking nightmare.
7.
7, so yeah, Hadrian just like Mermaid Man with a little water ball, just like beep 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 beep, and just like launches this little ball of fire. He hits like a little birch sapling that was just starting to grow into life, and just instantly the thing just
Behind Rigurd. No, I did not throw it at a baby tree. No, I threw it at the tree Rigurd was trying to rip out of the ground.
Kern, you tell me the action, I tell you the result.
I wasn't trying to rip any tree out of the
Baby
ground. I was just
tree
walking up to
killer?
one, and then fucking you did your little obnoxious,
Whatever.
cautious, hideous laughter.
And so it in this little sapling, and it's been dry for a little while, pretty much instantly up in flames.
Is Shar just like having a fucking panic attack right now?
Oh yeah.
I feel like she's literally a druid and we don't know that, but like we know she likes plants, but she's probably freaking the fuck out right now.
Oh yeah.
Is the fire out?
No, the tree is on fire.
This is just blazing shit.
All right, Felix will use his ray of frost
Rawi o Ekor.
and he's gonna cast it on the sapling to try to put it out. Not to freeze the tree, but to put out the fire.
Say it again. Say it again.
No.
Say it again.
I can't. No, it's only gonna happen when it happens, bro.
Christian. God damn it.
I love Elvish. It's such a cool language.
I'm gonna be watching that part of the fucking stream like 12 fucking times.
Person make a
Alright.
ranged spell attack on the tree.
Oh god.
That will be a dirty 8.
Okay, yeah, a tree's got like it's probably got like 8 AC, I guess. Yeah, and then roll your D8.
Oh god.
Is it this same sapling, just this poor tree?
I would hope so.
That'll be 2 damage of cold, Chief. Oh wait, yeah, 2 damage.
Yeah, so Felix is just he's trying to get this fire to go down, and the tree is just the fire is too vibrant, and he contains it a little bit, but the tree it's near consumed at this point.
I'm guessing he's
So-
also a total noob, so like it was a weak ass ray of frost. It was more like, yeah, like you were saying, the Mermaid Man water balls, but just like a like really slow
More
ray.
like a ray of chill. Yeah.
Ah, chill, you say?
You mean
It's-
Ekor Ekor?
Char has not
Baby.
spells yet, so I don't know what she would have available.
It's a ray of minor inconvenience.
But we'll say
Um,
over the
so Rigurd's gonna be like, oh, he's still mad dogging Hadrian a little bit for that little Tasha's hideous laughter. So it's just like he's gonna find a bigger tree than the one he looked at. Oh, you call that
More
attack?
tree killing.
Well, I cast battle axe and just fucking while raging, swinging at a fucking tree with his battle axe.
you're raging.
I'm still raging, yeah.
No,
Oh, I
that only
bet
lasts a
Kendra
minute.
hates this entire thing.
The first one wore off.
Then yes, I'm fucking raging again.
Oh god.
Dual rage.
Do it for the RP.
We're gonna get into
Oh,
a
yeah.
fight, and you're all gonna run out
No.
of spells. and
Ambush!
shit.
Yeah.
We're lighting a forest on fire.
And I'm
Chopping
beating
it
a
down.
tree to death.
Chopping it down.
Like you can rage your maximum times and it doesn't matter. Like after that, like you don't take
Right,
exhaustion or anything, right?
No, there's no side effects.
Yeah. Okay. I think there is a subclass that does that.
There is a subclass that gives it Berserker.
That's I'm thinking of Frenzy. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so-
if I keep doing Frenzy, then that would do it. But no, as a basic rage, no. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
No. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So Rigurd's first rage kind of wears off as he's flexing on Hadrian, who sets a bloody tree on fire, and Felix is just like this weak little like as he's trying to get the flames out, and then Rigurd for some reason rages again and goes and hits another tree with his axe. Just this deep sink as it sinks into the wood. And yeah, Kendra, you guys look over and she's just watching outside of her tent now, like, you guys are idiots.
You're idiots.
I look behind her. I was like, "Hi, Kendra. How are you?"
She's just staring at this, like, the embers of a little birch tree that was. Zip. Zip back
We
at
did
her.
that with magic.
Can I take a look around at our surroundings and just make sure we're still good?
Yeah, perceive.
I mean, there's
Single
nothing on
way.
fire, if that's what you're asking.
No, just I want to see if there's any other creatures or anything around, anything snuck up on us, and
You don't see shit.
just trying to eat our butts.
Ain't shit.
No, you guys.
But
Eventually, Rigurd's second rage fades away, and you
I was
guys.
gonna say, while I'm still raging, Rigurd's gonna like see Arkul looking around, and so Arkul just instinctually looks around, but he's still got his axe in both his hands, and like he's still raging, so all those veins are popping out. It's like just like a crackhead, just looking around, just.
I feel like Rigurd is that weird, like really wiry, muscular, like where it's like unhealthy. Like
Not.
It's anger muscle.
I know what you're picturing. He's close, but he's not quite there.
he's actually got really good constitution, so he's just hella thick.
Boy.
He's a goddamn thicky boy. So, you guys eventually calm down for this stint of the journey. Who would like to do the next part? The next challenge.
I'll do the next part.
Hadrian. Alright, make a perception, big boy. Perception check.
All
I should
right.
say.
– 14.
14. Okay. Before we get into this, let's take our break really quick.
Oh.
Perfect.
Before we get into
I'm
what,
gonna
Joe?
Run and go get some more water. So it is.
We've long rested since it's been a few days now.
You've long rested.
you have acquired your rage again.
All right.
Yes, because I can only get angry for a certain number of times.
You can
Well,
only
angry to
rage.
the point that you take less damage. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Like, I can't feel anything.
So let's take
gonna
a
go
quick
pee.
break for 10 minutes and then we'll come back.
Be right back.
And we're back. Okay. So, I believe it was Hadrian who rolled 14? 13?
14.
14, okay. So, as you guys continue your journey onward through the forest, the scenery is mostly unchanging for as far as you guys have traveled this throughout. And on your journey, 3 of you have some flashbacks, for lack of a better word, towards times where the set and scenery reminds you of the days where you did very similar journey or excursions outward. So Arkul, you have very brief inklings of the days where you were trying your goddamn hardest to get into the sentinels and moving in unison with the troop, practicing formations, experimenting with new bits of armor or weapons or tools that you had at the time. And it's a different kind of feeling now, since you do have another troop that you're moving with, but that you have no restrictions anymore. Like you can move a lot more freely than you really ever did in the Sentinels, and you already feel stronger. Arkul is certainly more confident in his abilities at this point, and it's an interesting change. In such a short time with strangers, he could come so far, versus I think it was years he's tried to get into the Sentinels and could never quite muster the ability, or something about the Sentinel structure just didn't align with Arkul. It didn't get him where he wanted to be. But he's there now, or at least he's on his way. Hadrian certainly remembers the days where he was fleeing into the forest with bags of gear. I'm also going to skip this song.
No!
I need more, like, ambient travel and music. This one's a little strong.
I was just saying, I was liking it, but it does not fit the...
Hadrian is going over the days where he was preparing with Bartimus to try and get Hera out of her predicament, and where he had stashed away all of the materials that they had spent all of their money to get shortly before he passed out and ended up with this particular crew. And Hadrian, he has a similar feeling to Arkul, although at this moment he doesn't know it, where in all of the time he spent with Fratello and all of those in Fury Keep, that he almost... The best word he can come up with to reflect on the situation is he feels like he's stagnated. There wasn't much growth or development. I mean, they had a plan to go after Hera, and they intended to. Let me switch my screen real quick. They had a plan to go after Hera, and they certainly intended to, but it didn't quite pan out that way. And going through this dense forest just kind of reminds him of that. The way that the sunlight is filtered out through the leaves sort of reminds him of the spot where he buried all of the materials. And Rigurd, goodness gracious, does he have flashbacks. And everywhere he looks, it's like, oh, well, I could hide under that tree with about 4 goblins if I had to, or we could use that as a vantage point to jump down and take a couple of fools. I could lay a pretty nice pig trap over in that direction if Felix wouldn't gay everything up. And then he remembers his days in Cone, and then subsequently fleeing out of Cone. He's like, well, that's the perfect kind of mud to hide yourself from whatever those frickin' creatures were that could smell extraordinarily well, and he ducked out of them. And then from his time in the Stronghold, where he was maybe not happy. I think happy is quite a bit of a stretch, but at least content to a degree that he had a sense of safety, and that he maybe didn't realize it until more recently that he felt that again in Alanda Vale, but right now everything's pretty much up in the air as you guys are traveling to Cardy. So, Colonel, is there any conversation that you would like to lead with either your... and Kendra is still being very quiet for the journey ahead. And so we'll say that this is another campfire night. You guys are feeling that it would be a terrible idea to try and set another tree on fire, to chop down another tree. It just seems like that would be a pretty bad idea at this point. Kern, is there any conversation that Hadrian would lead with any of his PCs or with Kendra?
I'd like to have a quick one with Kendra, and anybody else is welcome to interject. Kendra, you haven't been...
She's like sitting by the fire with her... she's got her legs up and she's kind of huddled.
You've been kind of reclusive with us on this journey, and haven't told us much about your intentions for Cardy. What led you to decide to leave?
And you kind of snap her out of a little daze, and she takes a quick drink of water. It's a curious question. What all of a sudden compelled you to ask?
Oh, we're on this journey together, and we've taken quite an interest in your hometown. I was just curious why you were leaving it.
Make a persuasion check, Mr. Bard.
Seduce her.
I was gonna say, where's the seduction?
Whips out dick. How about now?
How about now? Disadvantage. But it's massive.
Okay.
Too massive.
2 die worth
So
massive.
She just kind of looks over it, and Rigurd is out somewhere, like trying to flex up on a tree. Like, you want to go? You got something to say, Bork? Yeah, I think so. And she'll look back over at Hadrian.
Is this the morning or?
Night.
Okay.
At night.
Excuse me. And she takes a deep breath. You can. So she lets her hair down at night, and she keeps. If you remember, she's wearing that like really dirty safari hat. She lets her legs down and picks up the hat and just kind of looks at it. I don't know what Briar may have told you, but there was quite an anthology of journals that my father kept of his adventures abroad and beyond before he settled down. And he had an envious life before Alanda Vale. And I've pondered many nights over just how stilted growth can get within the Vale. And you guys know she's very young. She looks young. She acts young, but just she's probably on the upper end of the intelligence. Or I try to convey her upper intelligence comparatively to the rest of the Vale. Despite that he loved the Vale so, I think it would have been a better choice for me to have gotten out as soon as I could, and I've been planning for some time, but the moment has never been quite right. And then you all showed up, and I saw my ticket out. That's why I was so eager to speak with Ginny.
This fucking music.
If you guys remember when Ginny was around, she was very curious about him and Cardy and sort of their situation.
That's fair. Do you have an idea of what you're going to do when you arrive at Cardy?
I'm hoping they need another brewmaster. I think my talents are unique for what they are, and then I can offer maybe some sort of exotic flavors from the far north.
Your drinks were delicious, but wow, it really hurt my head the next day.
She takes another swig of her drink. Yes, well, you aren't supposed to consume so much in one period.
I learned that the hard way.
I don't know. They could have been a tad stronger for me. They were delicious, but they could have been stronger.
I'll have a variety of new flavors and strengths when, depending on the resources I have at my disposal.
We'll be the first customers that you have.
Thank you. Little smile across her face.
Good, it's probably Felix's buffed charisma because he's a sorcerer now.
I don't know. It's probably E-boy Rigurd.
As he's like talking to a tree, like. I don't know, guys. Something about a goblin talking and chopping a tree. Just man,
chopping it.
How could you not?
Splitting that lumber.
How could you? Not
That
be
wets
wrong?
my willy.
I picture Felix's like boost in charisma overnight, just him being prettier. Like he's just like he's even more
Like
ooh-woo than
extra
before.
sparkles when he whips that hair back.
Yeah.
He-
Just
he-
extra cringe.
He minor illusions the sparkles, so they're real now. Do you really think you stand it? And she's talking to Hadrian. Do you really think you'll stand a chance against Cardy?
I don't know that we'll need to stand a chance, but
What do you mean by that? Stand a chance?
I mean, it's rather plain to see that if one of their soldiers, whatever rank he might be, sets upon a dragon, that maybe they have far out and advanced weaponry comparatively. Along Vale, they only have the farmers and not many of that. So if they wanted
Well-
to take Cardy by force, they certainly could.
I don't think our goal is combat, though.
Well, I don't know. I mean, dragons aren't that impressive.
We have our own
And
dragon.
she just like
Points to Arkul.
she looks over at Rigurd like. He could
You've
easily
clearly
go
never
on.
seen enough dragons, have you?
I've seen plenty in my day.
I don't believe that.
Well, that can be your belief then.
You're quite small in stature. I would assume that they would just eat you in one bite if they so desired.
I may be smaller than most, but I am
Than most.
pretty scrappy.
I will say, Rigurd is quite strong for his stature.
Scrappy is a good way
He
to
almost
put it.
chopped down a tree.
He almost.
Thank you, Felix.
He might be strong, but most dragons revere any other being pretty much as an ant compared to them. They don't tend to take notice to anything smaller than them.
I'm confused. Is chopping a tree is that a great feat for you?
Felix remembers back to the time Rigurd dropped like 3 pots full of water, and then he somehow managed to carry one himself.
So Rigurd just flips her off. Oh, yes, well, I think that doesn't do you any favor for your having met multiple dragons story. Fable, rather.
Fucking roasted.
Oh,
God damn it, Joe.
does anybody have any aloe?
I can cast Frostbite.
That might work.
Anyway, and she just like slowly shifts back to Hadrian.
Oh wait, is she at the fire right now?
She's been sitting down around it, yeah.
Yeah, we're all talking.
Oh, then Rigurd's gonna go inside her tent.
Oh.
And with the same sash she does, just zip, as soon as she starts to talk.
No, excuse me. And she like looks at each of you. Like, can you tame him, please? Those are my sleeping quarters.
He's not an animal.
We can't leash him, but
And just every time someone says something, just opens it. Thank you, Hadrian. And just back down.
He's tracking mud into my quarters.
Rigurd, you have to get out of there.
come on, Rigurd. I'm gonna try and
Why?
zip up the tent. I wanna grab
Zip
Rigurd
down?
and try and pull him out.
Zips it back down.
And zip it back up.
Back down.
Make contesting strength checks.
Oh my god.
For a
Yeah.
fucking zipper.
Well, it's gonna be for the whole kit and caboodle.
How is session 1, guys?
Zipper war.
The zipper
The
war.
fucking zipper war.
They set a tree on fire.
Yeah.
They set a tree on fire, and then they froze it, and then they broke his.
He yelled, so I think that was a 20. What'd you get?
It's not a 20, no, but it's a fucking 17.
Oh, 18 plus 3, 21, bitch.
Ooh.
God damn it!
So
So
Rigurd is in the tent, like being cutesy with the zipper, like zip. Oh, he's not gonna do it again. And then Arkul, he gets a little bit closer, like zip, Rigurd, and then zip, and then Rigurd. He. I'm so clever. And then just like you see like the glow from beneath Arkul as he zip Rigurd, and he comes in, beats you out of that freaking tent. And,
Big yeet.
yeah.
Put me down! Just smacking his fucking scale hand. Just put me down! Put me down! Ah.
I'm like, I got him at arm's length.
Yeah.
Oh, Rigurd's gonna fucking do some Krav Maga shit, wrap his legs around his arm and fucking twist.
I feel like he's just like, no.
There's nothing he can.
Well,
First
no,
combat is
it's
amongst the party.
It's to break your grip. So you're
His grip is
holding
not
on to
broken.
me, and I'm wrapping my legs around your fucking arm, twisting and breaking your grip, and fucking.
Dude, Arkul is just like, my grip is not broken.
God damn it!
And Kendra, she gets up. She looks at Hadrian. Good night. And she walks over to her tent, and she looks at Arkul. Thank you. And turns her nose up at Rigurd, and you can hear her like audibly like, look at all of this filth as she's sweeping everything out of her tent.
Rigurd, mind your personal space. This wasn't yours.
And she, mind indeed. Zip.
Well, why did we bring her again?
Not so you, and you can hear her from inside the tent. Not so you could root around in my things, beast.
Wow. We're all going to the same place. We might as well all get along.
She didn't say anything.
All right. Well, I'll go.
I'm
fuck
just gonna
myself.
What? What?
No, he doesn't. And he goes and sits under a tree.
So if there's like a stump nearby, I was gonna place Rigurd on top of that.
Sit.
Oh my god. Sit, Ubu, sit.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Okay.
Now
so-
we can't be running around doing that way at Cardy. You know that, right?
We can do whatever we want, can't we?
We can, but being a city, there will be guards watching our every move. If they see anything that they think might be a little bit out of line, they're gonna come to us.
Talk my way out of it. I have before. And if that doesn't work out, then good luck for them catching me.
Guards don't normally fall for most bullshit.
You would be surprised.
No, don't get me wrong. Most of them are fairly slow as hell. It's all the armor, but They tend to go guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around.
Which that does not matter to me. Again, goblin, green skin, people kind of jump to conclusions when they see me.
Well, we are to be the emissary. We can't cause any trouble, or we'll make Alena Vale look bad.
Well,
You got a point.
like you said, we're well, what was that word again?
Emissary.
Sure, that. We also have to show our strength as well for Alena Vale, so
There are ways
Can't-
to show
can't be
strength
pushed
in a
around.
respectful manner.
We don't need to show our strength by flaunting it around.
I would say the greatest show of strength is using it when you're not provoked. Or provoked. Or, I don't know. Basically, I'm saying don't do anything stupid.
wouldn't that be weakness? A show of strength is a show of strength, showing that you can beat another. It's pretty simple.
True, but sometimes restraint is the best form of strength.
He does have a point. You won't ever see me rushing very hard into battle all the time, but when I do, I will make sure that my enemies do get crushed.
That's cool.
Well, Arkul was the one who killed the witch, right?
Felix.
No, it was Felix.
Felix.
It was Felix?
Yeah, I was almost killed.
Which I know you got knocked out, but I swear I have to check my notes, but
No,
No,
I killed
Felix-
the fuck out of
Yeah,
her.
really
I got
Felix stabbed her right in the face.
I got
Rigurd
a
was
short
standing,
sword
in front of
from
the witch,
some.
and
that's
and
right.
Felix he what's the verbiage? Ran her through.
Impaled.
Commoner style, baby. It was an ugly stab, but it was a stab nonetheless.
Did the job.
Well, when you burnt those groups of rats with that breath of yours, it was. I can respect that enough to let this be for now. Now, put me down.
I did. You've been sitting on
This
this
is
stump
all-
the whole time.
The timeout stump.
Just-
Every
As I'm
campsite must
motioning you,
have a timeout
as I'm
stump
motioning
for
everything with you with both my hands.
You could have made that obvious, you fuck.
I did say it.
Did.
Yeah, you definitely
Well,
said
He
it.
I
said I
wasn't
put
sure if,
Rigurd on
like-
stump.
Well, you
You're
said you were looking for one, but I never heard anything from Joe if there's a fucking stump around. Because, like, if we're pretty far into the woods, how often are you just gonna see a fucking stump?
Who knows? You were angry and frustrated enough. You didn't pay enough attention to it.
There you go. So, as you guys end the night talking about probably smart behaviors to encourage while in Cardy, you guys come to the end of the night and it comes the next day. So, as the travel has been thus far, pretty mundane, nothing out of the ordinary. Kendra has all of her things packed and is frequently checking the direction to make sure that you guys are all going where you should be. There is, over the course of this day, a little bit from the day prior, but it wasn't as obvious, into this day where it is significantly more apparent. The temperature changes. The temperature change is significant. You guys have been used to like probably 70, mid-70s degree temperature in Alena Vale, relatively cool for the coverage of the area, and even where you guys are now, under the cover of trees, as the coverage is getting more and more sparse, the further south you guys are starting to travel, the ambient temperature raises up. It feels like it's about mid-80s at this point. It's getting warm, and Kendra is very much overdressed for this. She's sweating up a storm as you guys are traveling southward. And Hadrian had a 14, so as you guys are walking through, Hadrian kind of out in the distance, he can spot a few individuals walking in the opposite direction of you guys. So with a 14, that's pretty good. From, let's say they're about 120 feet away at this point, Hadrian is able to just kind of discern that they're not in any heavy gear of any kind, but they do all seem to have maybe some kind of leather protection, travel gear. Each of them have their own heavy bags, and Hadrian can see each of them, like they see you guys as well, and they bring up bandanas over the bottom of their face, but they don't try and hide. They keep their hands on their backpack straps. You can see clearly, like you guys have your weapons, they have theirs, but they're keeping their hands up high to kind of signify that they're not really looking for trouble.
I'll make it no. Guys, you see that up ahead?
And
Just
Yes,
call
the
it-
shady individuals.
as
Yeah.
you guys are walking, you can also see them come into view.
All right. Course of action. Should we just talk to them, or do you guys want to try out your powers?
I see no issue with them unless they draw their swords.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a friendly hello.
I feel the same, but we should definitely be at the ready.
And Kendra looks right
I'll
at
leave
Hadrian.
you to that then.
Surely you don't mean bloodshed on innocent bystanders.
Well, no, just being prepared if they pull their swords.
You did see the masks, correct?
Yeah.
Usually that's a sign of banditry.
I don't know. Maybe they just don't like this. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this kind of terrain.
Well, being out in the wilderness, you need to be prepared for just about anything. We can't always trust the lone passerby, just in case they might come around and stab us in the back late in the night.
Should I walk behind you?
Preferably.
Yes, stay close by.
Chill. Kind of step to the back of the pack. Would you guys? So, is there anything you guys want to do? So, like, while you're walking, you can say, like, you hold an action. Like, if they move, you move, something along those lines. We'll just go down the list. Arkul. And I will assume that your actions are within that 30-foot threshold, unless you specify otherwise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my hand ready to take out my longsword and do a swipe attack if they make any super sudden movements.
Okay, so yeah, keeping your eye on him. Okay, Felix?
He'll just wave and say hello.
From a distance or when they get closer?
Just while we come, like greeting distance, like,
Hey, how are you?
Okay. Hadrian?
They make a clear attempt at attack. I will cast Bane. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I understand the spell. Okay. Rigurd, anything you would like to prepare?
Not preparing anything, just kind of being ready, watching their hands a lot. And then as they get closer, just hands are going to the tops of the my two axe heads. Not on the handles, just on the axe heads right now. Just
Yeah, like they're holstered and you just want to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so as you guys begin to approach them, as they approach you as well, they see you guys starting to reach for all your, starting to put your hands on all your weapons, and they're like just kind of looking at each other.
Well, only two of us did that, right?
Yes, well, Arkul did, Rigurd did, but I guess Felix is the only one who didn't, rather.
No, I didn't.
Well, Hadrian just says he's gonna prepare Bane in case they.
I'm aware of that. So, preparing a spell, even
Yeah.
if you don't cast it from the action, still acts as though you casted it. So Hadrian, he is essentially holding the spell. He still has to go through his. Is it all three? Yeah. So he still has to do the verbal components. He still has to do the somatic components. So he's holding the spell.
Okay.
And yeah, that is one spell slot too, by the way.
Oh, that's something I never knew about spells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so you can't.
And then
just,
Felix is just like, "Hi."
Yeah, right. It's so you can't just like hold as many spells forever for things to happen and get like around it.
That's
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys. How you doing this afternoon?
This Hadrian is like holding a Kamehameha wave. Like...
That's so sinister
How you doing?
too.
No, I better a little bit more elegantly than that, but that's fine.
Yeah. Felix, give me a general charisma check.
General Chariz.
And they thought Felix was so happy and friendly that they decided not to attack.
So that'll be a 13.
Okay. So, as you guys are within that 30-foot range, and each of you and the melee users get their hands on their weapons, and Hadrian is. Does Hadrian have a like a visual signifier? He's casting a spell. Like does he have like a pen or something that glows or anything like that, or is it just kind of magic emanates from his hands?
You know what? That's a really good point that I haven't thought about. Can I take that?
Yeah.
Under advisement for next episode.
Yeah. Just for now, we'll say his
For now,
hands.
just
His yeah. So as you guys are moving, they kind of stop short and they each talk to each other about something you guys aren't quite able to hear. And Felix comes up. Hello. And then they're all like really confused, but they seem to keep walking towards you guys. They keep their hands on their backs. They each move in a line, as if to like get out of your guys' way. And obviously, since you guys do not make any threatening movements, and neither do they, you slowly pass each other.
So as we're kind of close enough, and Rigurd sees no kind of immediate kind of inclination that they are hostile, he'll just kind of relax, take his hands off his axe heads, and just ask their group. Might I ask why the coverings, the face coverings?
The first two guys walk straight past you. I assume Rigurd is more up towards the front.
Front, middle, yeah.
Have to be okay. The first two just walk straight past you. Both of them kind of shooting Rigurd a dirty look, and the third one, Rigurd can just barely hear, like muttered under his breath, like, "You filthy calloused." And the next two, whoever would be behind Rigurd, kind of in the back, you can see they turn their heads to look back at him, and in sort of an instant of calamity, they both like bump into Kendra, and all three of them go to the ground. And she's like, "Filthy brigands!" And you can see that they're trying to get up and get off of her, as fast as they can.
Rigurd will help her up and just kind of grab her stuff off her chariot.
She dusts herself off. "Fools, watch where you're going." And they put their hands up and they turn and they continue walking down the road.
We didn't see them take anything from Kendra, did we?
Big perception check. Big boy.
Rigurd
Did
was
we
more
hear
focused
them
on,
say the
like, Kendra
callous
going down.
thing?
Yeah. 12?
So Rigurd definitely heard it. Felix actually would have been the only other person to have heard it, because Arkul and Hadrian, your passive perceptions are a little bit lower than theirs.
Were they saying that as like just a generic insult, or is that like a term that Felix has not
been familiar with. You know what I mean?
Felix is not familiar with it as a slur.
Okay.
And how do you spell that?
Calloused. Calloused. And Rigurd has heard that before as a means of slander.
Do I know if it's like just a slanderous word for goblins or the region that we're from?
He has heard it directed at more people than just goblins. Yes, it's sort of a classism, a degrading slur to in reference to class.
Jeez.
So yeah, everybody kind of dusts themselves off. Arkul does a little inspection of their hands, and he didn't see any foul play go on. But they very quickly, they turn and continue walking. Kendra, she continues to, even though she's perfectly clean at this point, like exaggerate her dusting movements, and she, is totally fine. Swine. Anyway, shall we continue?
Yes, let us continue forward. We should only be, I believe, a day's travel from the city now, or about how far should we be?
Yes, we are about another day's out or so. If my memory serves, I believe we'll be able to see the coast. After a few more hours of travel, we'll crest a large hill.
I've never seen the coast or the ocean before. I'm actually very excited.
As am I. And she, as you guys begin to continue moving forward again, she'll whoever wants to be in front, that's fine. She'll point you guys in the right direction, and she'll step back with Hadrian. And she yes.
The whole while, Rigurd's just kind of double checking, because he hasn't seen the map or anything. We're just kind of listening to her, so he's just kind of checking the moss on all the trees, making sure we're going in the right direction.
Is that a real thing that moss only grows on a certain side?
Yeah, on the south side of trees.
It's north.
I thought it was the north.
Definitely the north side of trees, but it's 1,000%.
No, it's north. You're right.
Because that was.
But you'd still be able to determine.
Yeah,
south.
just the opposite
Well,
side.
If it was facing you, you'd be like, okay, well, if the moss is facing this
This is
way,
Crib's world, though. Moss grows on the south.
Yeah.
Moss doesn't exist. Only Moss is Randy Moss.
Well,
He comes out of the forest.
The sun is also
Ready
a
to-
thing. Like Rigurd knows direction. The sun is.
We're on a two-sun system here, guys.
Yeah, man, we're on that Tatooine shit.
There's 2 suns, 3 moons, and no women. What the hell am I supposed to do?
You kill small animals for fun? That's the
Bullseye
sign of
Womp Rats with my
serial killing.
T16.
Man, you really sandbagged me back there. Oh, I sandbagged you? Yeah, you sandbagged me. Anyway.
I just watched all those movies in sequence too, so I'm like, that scene is so.
Oh god.
She tails back to hang out with, or not hang out, but to chat with Hadrian a little bit more. And you can tell that she is trying to figure out how to talk to strangers, not strangers, but
People.
She's certainly not used to this level of social. You guys have been together for about 5 days at this point, and she's this is the most time she spent with anybody ever, basically. I suppose before I wasn't entirely transparent about why I'm doing this. Although I was, for the most part. It is my father who inspired me to travel abroad, and she like gestures to her getup and her like bag and her hat. This is all of these things are my father's, or they were.
I'm sorry, I was still waiting for the what you weren't transparent about.
Just she didn't get as much off her chest as she wanted to.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's a really noble thing you're doing. Going to a place you've never been. I'm sure a city like Cardy needs plenty of bars. But a piece of advice, you might need to be more social to keep your customers happy, because you will have competition here.
Well, I don't intend to wait on them. I mean, that's for the servers.
Well, of course, but you still have to talk to them.
Oh. I was hoping I could just mix the drinks and be done with it.
That might work when you're the only bar in the city, but in the town. But when you're in the city, I don't know. There's a certain, I guess, pizzazz that comes with being a bartender.
Adrian, what was that word you just said?
Pizzazz.
What is that? What does that even mean?
And she shoots you the dirtiest look, Rigurd. We're having a private conversation.
And I shoot it right fucking back.
It means
watching
like
where we go.
where...
What?
Sorry.
You're the navigator, shouldn't you?
I told you where to go, and you checked the moss.
So goddamn
Felix
sassy.
under his breath. Good one.
Got him.
And besides, I know where we're going because I... And she like begins to like look around.
Oh fuck.
Where's my compass? Sorry, I don't know. I like looked away from the mic. Where's my compass? I had it a moment ago. And Hadrian can like visibly see her start to freak out.
Did you drop it when you bumped into those two?
Of course not.
Could they have taken it from you?
No, well,
Well, you did have a little altercation with them. It's quite possible they must have taken it.
she those rapscallions. And she turns on her foot and she immediately like starts like walking in their direction.
I'll follow her.
Walks off. Okay.
Yep, I'm going.
And you
Guess
can
we're
hear
going to.
you can hear her like under her breath. How could anyone do such a devious act to such a young and innocent young woman? I am.
Real quick, this is something else that you might want to know about Cardy. You will have to deal with people like this more often because, again, there's a higher population density, which means there are more wrongdoers in the city.
Filthy, moronic. Well, I will just spoil their drinks before I even serve them.
I mean,
I'm all for drugging people's drinks. Trust me, I've tried to do it a few times in my day. But
Whoa! Listen here. There's just a few things in this life you do not do, and you do not mess with someone's food or their drink.
what if they kidnapped your fiance?
Oh, then it's fair game. Just chop their head off.
Well, see, that's the problem. Is that's too public of an act. So poisoning of the drink.
So what?
Either way, we need to go probably and try and get her compass back.
Yeah, she's like a good 15 feet ahead of you guys at this point. Like she's storming off.
How long has it been since this bump in with these masked people?
Not that long. Maybe 20 minutes. Maybe
Okay,
30.
so we'd be able to catch up to them if we like booked it.
Yeah. So yeah, you
Alright.
guys continue to move
Can
forward.
we? Yeah. Let's just fast forward.
And yeah, so you guys catch up. Kern, is that your Discord that keeps beeping?
Yes.
Can
I mean, it beeps every time Hydra changes
yeah,
some music,
can you go
so.
to the right-click the music bot command playlist? I think is what it is. Excuse me. Right-click the chat and just like mute.
Yeah, but that's not gonna stop the notification. That just stops the music.
No, I'm sorry. Don't mute Hydra. Mute that channel. You can disable the notifications. Because it keeps going off, and I can hear it on my end.
Sorry.
It's not a big deal.
What's the channel called again?
It is bot commands.
But
Just right-click and then hit mute channel.
Yep. Done.
That should do it.
That's actually helpful because when you guys play D&D and we're not, I won't get those notifications.
You mean from the other group?
Yep.
Yeah, I get notification when you guys start playing because the music gets turned on.
Oh, from the music. I was gonna say you shouldn't
Yeah.
be notified because their channel's private to them.
Oh no, Criv, I know.
Shit. Any hoodles. Yes, you guys. I do have to pick it up a little bit. You guys do eventually catch up to them, and they don't hear you guys as you guys walk up to them. And she goes, "There they are," and she looks at Rigurd. Sick 'em.
Rigurd is just gonna give her the biggest stink eye, like,
I'm sorry, isn't this what you were
looking at everyone else for confirmation, like,
Did she really?
you've been giving me grief this whole trip, and now you just expect me to sick him.
Well,
you did say you wanted to display your strength.
Well, you stomped in my tent and you fought a dragon, did you not? I thought maybe these would be an easy snack for you.
Yes, they would be easy, but there's no honor in easy.
Of course not.
I'll just start speaking up then. Excuse me, gentlemen.
And they stop
Do they-
back and they each cover their shit back up.
It seems the last time we met there might have been an altercation. We would just like to know if you happen to pick anything up after your friends bumped into our friend over here.
And they look at each other.
How close are we to them?
We'll say approaching like 15 feet.
Okay.
So plenty close.
Does Rigurd spot the two that bumped into her?
Oh yeah, they're all there.
Not all of them. Like, I'm just saying, like, does he remember the specific two that bumped into her?
So the one that didn't was the one who jeered at Rigurd. So he can pick that one out at the very least. But so yeah.
You said, aren't there 4 of them, or there's just 3?
3.
Okay.
Rigurd can do that. And they kind of like jokingly like look at each other like, all right, here we go. And he, flexes his shoulders. No, we didn't take anything. Besides,
Do I believe them?
Does Rigurd see him smirking the way you are?
you guys can both make insight checks.
Woo!
I was gonna say, like, if you're not hiding it on camera, I don't fucking believe shit.
His face is covered, but you can. I mean,
15.
Woo! 17.
Oh, you guys immediately know that they're bullshitting.
Alright,
they
well-
had 11.
Rigurd's definitely fucking pulling out the 2 hand axes.
Now,
It's
I'm gonna
like-
ask you one more time. did you happen to pick up anything after our little altercation earlier?
Yeah, and now both of you guys make Rigurd do intimidation and Arkul do persuasion.
Oh, nice.
Hey, I'll fucking take that. I'll take that.
Cocked.
13 for the
Ooh, that was out.
intimidation.
15 for the persuasion.
God. And you can very visibly see like beads of sweat start to kind of come down at the front man, who was the guy who slighted Rigurd, as the other two are behind him, and both of them like they look at each other like, oh shit, and he's maybe shaken a little bit.
So Rigurd is as he sees that they're kind of stressing it, he's gonna put his axes back away.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of him.
Yeah, walk up to the guy that fucking slighted him.
The front man, yep.
Yeah, walk up to the front man. And he is going to try and like almost jump up with probably how the height difference is. And
Yeah,
like grab him like by the collar and just like rip him back down.
Giving him the old Gregor, but with a little bit more aggression.
Oh, there's more aggression here. Like he's grabbing the collar like a good fistful of shirt or clothing, and like even Rigurd is like going down to one knee, so he's really bringing him down.
So he's like looking at he's locking eyes with Arkul. He's not even looking at Rigurd. Well, no, of course not. What? as Rigurd brings him down, and he is like
Down
insanely confused. Like Rigurd can see he's like scanning for anything that makes sense out of this particular dynamic right now. Like I just got pulled down by a goblin.
Just fucking
Felix will scream from the sidelines, "Just give us the compass back and we'll be on our way."
Did Rigurd say something?
No, not yet. That was Felix.
No,
Well,
I thought you were gearing up. That's fine. And he's like, okay, all right, hey, give it to him. And one of the guys in the back, he's like, what was that? When SpongeBob was trying to find his name tag, that like slapping noise. and then the other guy like turns him around and reaches in the bag. Goes, "Here, take your shitty compass. It's worn anyway, and it's rusty." And Kendra, she gets it, and she checks it, makes sure everything is the same.
Is it broken, Kendra?
No, it appears to be perfectly intact. And they're like, we're just looking for an easy grift. That's it. We don't want to. And the guy looking at Rigurd, we don't want any trouble.
No, I'm still got a hold of him. Just fucking.
Oh yeah, you're stretching his shirt out.
Oh yeah.
You're ruining the neckline.
Just
It's a deep V now.
calm as can be too. Like no aggression in Rigurd's face.
More like a deep
Just-
U.
It's a double U neck.
Or like a W because of the
An ooh-woo.
Ooh woo neck. No, just calm as can be. Just now, all of you, apologize.
And he looks at you, Rigurd, like, sorry?
Not to me. To her.
And each of them look at her. Our apologies, miss.
Do I believe that?
Yeah.
That was half-hearted. So Rigurd's just gonna, like, with Rigurd's free hand, he's just gonna fucking smack him in the face. Just meet it.
Oh my god, your palm is massive.
Like Hannah's baby hands.
Oh my god, that kid has mitts.
Yeah.
Gloves.
Sorry. May we go now?
Now, be nicer to people. And he's just gonna give him one of those like quick 2 taps, just.
Yeah, and he.
And then he's gonna fucking grab his mask off his face, just like, I'm keeping this.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And lets him go.
I don't think you guys have seen this particular race of human before. So you guys like meta kind of know what they look like. Going into Cardy, you'll see a lot of them have a lot of the how do I want to phrase it? Many of them are like have Asian facial features. So there's a cross between a good portion of them. You guys will see distinct Chinese facial features, Japanese, I believe Korean and Filipino were the ones that I went with. So these specific individuals appear to have Korean facial features. As you know, you rip their mask off, and Rigurd can tell at a glance, like, these guys are skinny. You know, he brought that guy down without even really trying.
Mm-hmm.
And they're skinny. They're not nearly as, you know, because Rigurd, he's got the muscles, and they do not have the muscles.
Beefy.
And
Beefy.
so-
Funny bone, god damn it.
and
Beefy.
is that what Rigurd did on the way down?
No.
My funny bone.
God.
Rigurd lets him go, and they all like scurry off, like sorry. They just keep saying sorry as they walk away.
Thank you for your cooperation, gentlemen. You have yourselves a good day.
And he like sorry as he keeps going. And Kendra, thank you. You are cool.
No problem. Rigurd helped too. Say thank you.
Do not talk to me as though I am a child.
I told them to give you the compass back, so, you know, you're welcome.
Oh, Rigurd doesn't give a fuck at this point. He just continues walking down in the direction we were heading.
Yeah.
Kendra, I shouldn't have to talk to you like a child, but your mistreatment of Rigurd is
Well
Not,
warranted. Yes, it is. Thank you.
not very fair to him.
He got my.
It's still about that.
He got my tent muddy.
That's all you're worried about?
Shouldn't I? And she is very serious. I am not.
Rigurd.
Kendra, I'm going to get you to sleep under the stars by destroying that tent if you keep this up.
Wouldn't
Fucking Daddy are cool. I love it.
Try me.
Rigurd.
I'm a fire-breathing dragon. It'll go up in
Rigurd's
flames.
gone. Rigurd's fucking walking down.
To Kendra, did you know that elves really don't sleep? We kind of go into this trance-like state. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it's very different from what you guys do.
Yes, well, I'm going forward. We have.
Tell
we're
him you're
behind
sorry.
schedule. She walks away.
Alright, I'm burning her fucking tent.
Yeah, I love it.
The forest fire nightmare.
So as you guys continue on down the road, towards the next day, we'll end things. Yes. So as you guys travel for the final days towards Cardy, you do see the sprawling hill that she had mentioned before, where the tree line ends. And that's when you guys, for the first, Hadrian and Arkul, once you have time to see the city, you know it's comparable in size to Dragon's Vale and Fury Keep. But from the view that you have from atop this mountain, it looks like it's the biggest city you've ever seen. So the city itself it looks as though it is half built into the forest and beaches as they approach the sea, and then it continues out onward onto the sea, where they have their own I don't know what they're called, but when they lay stones out to break the tide from crashing in too difficult, they have that in a large semicircle out in the bay, and then they have their
Tidebreakers, tidebreakers or something.
whatever
Yeah.
they're called. Yeah, you.
We know what you're talking about.
The
Seawall, yeah.
Seawall, yes, thank you. And you
That's
guys
the
can
one.
see this elaborate display of stone, glass, and nature, all kind of and water, all kind of melding into one aesthetic. Stone buildings that are tucked away, in the forest, but are large enough and prominent enough to where they still stand out amongst the foliage. You can see along, like, cliff sides, they have buildings built onto the side in different rings. So there are lower stratum where there are buildings there, and then there are upper stratum where there are buildings built there as well. And you can see many of the banners adorn all of the buildings atop poles on the boats that you guys can see that are way out on the coast. And immediately all of you guys recognize that banner is the same symbol you saw from the drone that you guys first killed. It's the same exact crest.
Now I forget who had that that thing, the shield from
Me.
when we killed the drone. Oh, it was you, Hadrian. All right, but is that the same? It looks pretty similar, but
It's the same. It's the same.
I think didn't you give it to Ginny? Didn't you take it?
I gave it back.
yeah, he showed it to him, but
I
he
took it,
never.
You
and
took
then
it
I
back
gave it back.
Okay.
No, I gave it back.
to Ginny.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
I
guys.
took it from the drone. I gave it to Jenny.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But yes, Hadrian is. Each of you are easily able to recognize that the crest on the flags is the same that you saw on the drone, as well as on Ginny. Although, did she? Ooh, I don't know if she told. Did you guys get the name of the woman who traveled with Ginny? I don't remember.
Yeah, but I.
We did. Let
One
me.
second.
God, where is it?
I was gonna say I gotta find out which session that was in. Diana.
Ginny. Diana. Yep.
Yes. So
Diana.
Ginny, his dragon was obviously not of the coloration of Cardy, but his armor was. And Diana, she had no particular color affiliation in her garb. So, is Arkul actually going to burn her tent?
If she doesn't listen to me, I might just drag her out and burn her tent.
Okay.
Holy shit.
We'll
Fucking do it.
have to save that one for later. We'll bring that up later.
You
So-
can
If
be
she
my
does-
hero,
If she
baby.
doesn't apologize to Rigurd, the threat still stands.
So, on the final night, you guys know that you are a day's journey away from Cardy. The rise in temperature is continuing to climb. You guys are still in that upper 80s, almost 90 degree. The sun is beaten down. It's hot, and the moisture in the air is significant. The final night that you guys are camping out just outside the city, basically. Oh, you know what? I didn't ask. Who was checking for the third day?
We're out of the forest, right? We're starting to get out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Rigurd would not then. He's
Felix
out
will
of his
step
element.
up.
So, Felix, as you guys are resting on that final day, you'll hear a series of footsteps approaching your campsite that break you out of your trance, or if you're already out of your trance, you'll hear them very clearly approach the camp. And you can be in your tent, or you can be wherever.
If anyone's nearby him, he's gonna try to wake them up and say, "Someone's coming."
Okay, so those of you who can see in the dark, not are cool, lol.
Aw.
Felix will get you guys
Oh,
up,
wow.
and you can see this soft torchlight sort of raising above the forest line as you can hear the heavy clanking of armor approach you guys.
I mean, if I wake up, I'm gonna immediately cast light.
Okay. So Arkul immediately shing.
Just all of our dark vision is like night vision goggles. Just light comes on. Ah!
Clean.
It's blinding.
Yeah. So as you guys witness, you see 4 pretty heavily armed soldiers come up to you guys. So in your dark vision, you couldn't see the coloration of their armor, but as soon as Arkul's light comes up and you guys are like, you have that overexposure, and then it comes down and you can see that they are wearing the colors of Cardy, I should say, and each of them have just a torch and kind of an array of weaponry. What's going on over here?
We're camped for the night. We're on our way to Cardy.
And you can see the one in front. You can see he might have a crest on him, but you're not quite sure at this moment. Step forward, please. What does he look to you? Elf? Are you an elf? Is that correct?
Yes, my name is Felixis Moonbourne. I'm a moon elf.
Step forward, Felixis.
He gracefully steps forward.
His red carpet walk.
Yes.
The
They're
fucking
like,
strut.
If you insist.
And you can see they like look over you guys with the torches. You don't appear to be the banditing type. And he looks over at you guys. My apologies for disrupting your slumber. We're merely doing our routine checks for those surrounding Cardy. What brings you to our
Pardon
city?
me, sir, but you said bandits. Would they happen to wear these? And he holds out the mask that he took.
And they look over. Perhaps. Should I be concerned that you have one?
No, we believe that we ran into a group of 3 bandits. They tried to steal
Rigurd,
this woman's
while Rigurd is like
compass.
politely trying to explain like what happened, you can hear one in the back. What are they doing traveling with the callous one, sir? And he looks back. I don't think I've ever
take that
seen.
word kindly. I'd appreciate it if you refrain from saying that.
And each of them kind of have this like weird, confused look in their face as they look at you guys. Don't know if we've ever seen a callus kept as a fuck toy this far out. And the one in the back, they must be into some nasty business, eh?
Rigurd is getting so irritated, but he feels Arkul's eyes just like burning into the back of his head. He's just thinking, behave, behave, behave.
Wait, what are you implying about my friend Rigurd here?
And they and the guy in the front steps in. It is none of our business what you do out in these parts. As long as
No, Rigur's just my friend. I don't swing that way, but he might. I don't know.
Yes.
No, I don't. As you say, I don't swing that way either.
Well,
This is
What?
did not hear that, Kern.
This is a phenomenal first impression, guys. Thank you so much for judging us in our group. You guys are really a wonderful introduction to your city. Thank you. Thank you for your disgusting portrayal of another, like, sentient being. Well done.
And the same guy in the back. Well, you're the one sleeping with the goblin.
No, you fucking Egypt. Shut your face.
Egypt.
Or I'll shut it for you.
Egypt.
I love Hadrian so much.
Dude,
He's such
yes,
a-
the sass.
And the guy,
He's such a sassy little bitch. I fucking love it.
the guy,
Egypt.
the guy back in front again. No. We don't need tempers to flare. This is your business. It is none of ours. Other than to say,
Business. That's what, like, literally apologize to our friend. You imply that he's lesser than a sentient being and that we're all fucking him. Like, apologize to him, or no, we will help.
Wait, that's what they
Rigurd
meant?
Rigurd has this weird feeling right now. It's just like, oh, everyone's actually coming to my aid rather than fucking giving me a bunch of bullshit. It's so weird. A little off put by it.
yeah, the guy is not even. He's not even. He doesn't look like he's even considering it. Calm down, sir. Should you need us, if you are indeed coming to Cardy, I am Master Sergeant Benison. You can air your concerns to me within the walls of Cardy, and I will bring it up through the chain.
That sounds terrible.
Hey, did you say Master Sergeant Benison?
Benison, Bennison. So
Gotcha.
Might need to take that off the list.
Did you catch that, or do you want to repeat?
I got it.
If you said something, I did not hear it.
That sounds terribly bureaucratic and a complete waste of my time, but thank you.
Yes.
God, I
well,
love the fucking sass.
And where do you hail from, strange one?
Was that
I take it, Rigurd.
To Hadrian.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Fury Keep, actually.
Fury. And you're mocking our bureaucratic. That's hilarious.
Well, great first impression, lads. Well done.
Yes.
Makes
I'm from the stronghold of Fiery Ruin.
You had to be from one of them, being as you are visibly a moon elf. And looks over at Arkul. Clearly Dragon's Veil. And Tar has her hat on at this point. So long as you are not here to cause trouble, any more trouble than you already have, looking at Hadrian, you are free to travel amongst the walls of Cardy, and should you need, and he looks over, he pulls out this little scroll. Formal greetings, section 3. Should you need unofficial work, you may
group, and I'm like, I see terribly bureaucratic, like, fixed responses. This is ridiculous.
You may travel to the Blue Neck Tavern for unofficial work, pay, and favors. As far as I am aware, there are oncoming official matters of the perennial. And should you need official interest, shall we say, you can speak with us once we have released officially that we do need further aid.
Sounds good. Do me a favor. Tell Ginny Hadrian says hi. We'll be in touch.
They look at each other. Captain Ginny?
Oh yes.
And how do you know Ginny?
We've come across him on our travels.
And they look at each other. Wasn't he just out recently? Yeah, I think so. Very well. I will extend the greeting.
Hey.
Hadrian? Was your name?
Yes.
I will do that. And I'll let him know that Hadrian and his band have just arrived. Should he need to find you. Yes, well, continue your rest then. Please try not to cause any trouble, and they look back down at Rigurd.
Yes, we'll get back to our orgy. Thank you.
And the one in the back. You see, I knew it. I knew what they were doing. Yes,
Are you-
Orgy?
Hadrian, you're not helping.
Do you have the intelligence of a mole rat? Sarcasm,
Listen.
mate. Sarcasm.
And then they all look at Rigurd. I think he's talking to you. Anyway, and he pulls out this small piece of paper and he hands it to Rigurd.
So close.
He hands
So
it to
close.
Rigurd. Here is a pass for free housing for the calloused. Please do not cause any trouble. Gentlemen.
I'm so close to casting Fey Fire.
Oh, dude.
So
I love that spell.
Make your dreams come true.
And so each of them, they all turn and begin to walk away. The one in the back. I knew what they was doing. That's what I was trying to tell you. They're disgusting. It's an affront. It's disgusting, as you can hear them walking away. So
Tasha's hideous laughter.
on the guard.
No,
Oh no.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Just as they're walking away and we're walking away and everyone's walking in this different directions, it's like Rigur's gonna turn back, get the last word. Oh, if you feel like doing your job, those bandits went that way.
They don't even acknowledge you.
Felix is gonna approach Rigurd. Rigurd, I have some questions. First of all, what is a calloused? And second of all, what's an orgy?
Well, those are two wildly different things, but okay.
In most cases. I was waiting for that.
God.
Well, people refer to my race as calloused. It's a derogatory term. Like I've said, most other races view goblins as less than people, more of a subculture than anything. We're seen more as beasts, as objects, than actual people.
I don't
As
like
for,
that at all.
No, it was incredibly irritating. Luckily I've dealt with it enough that I've kind of grown numb to it, and so I can forego getting mad in those situations, which is it's come to save me a lot of guff, a lot of trouble. But it still gets irritating. Well, moving on to answer your other question, as for what a orgy is, it is when you have a group of 5 or larger of various sexes, and well, Felix, first off, I should ask, do you know about the birds and the bees?
You mean like tweet, buzz, buzz?
No, not exactly. No, I'm talking about sexual interactions with a woman, someone of
He'll-
the opposite sex.
He'll blush bright as fuck, but be like, "Oh, yeah, I know all about that a lot."
Yeah.
Deception
Insight
check.
check?
No, I'm just kidding.
Insight check?
I mean, he's fucking lying through his teeth, so I could do
I
this.
was gonna
No.
say.
It's if Rigurd. It's whatever Rigurd thinks if he's telling the truth or not. You don't have to roll for it.
Oh no, Rigurd knows he's fucking lying out his teeth, but he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna go with it. Oh well, okay, then that makes it easier. Well, it's pretty much when, like I said, 5 or more people have sexual interactions with each other, and
5 or more?
they can get pretty large groups.
Oh my god, they thought that we were. Oh my god! He like finally puts it together when they called it. Yeah. Oh, I told him I didn't swing that way.
Let me change topics here. Rigurd, why did they give you a ticket for free housing?
You got a free house. That's pretty welcoming. I thought they didn't like Callus. They gave you a free house.
Well, if this is anything like all the other cities, it's gonna be jamming me with a bunch of other people of ill fortune together and just trying to keep us all segregated into one section of the city. More than likely, it's probably their way of keeping an eye on me.
Well, you're with us, so I don't think we'll need to worry about anything like that, hopefully.
You're right, which I had half a mind to just tear this up, but it's a free house in case we ever run into hardships, so I'll just shove that in the pouch.
It could definitely serve as lodging while we have our stay here.
Well, we were also told about an inn that we can go to as well, so probably a good place to check out.
The Blue Neck Tavern, and he looks at Kendra. I wonder if they need a brewmaster.
She did not come out of her tent during the exchange.
Oh, fuck. Well, he'll look towards the tent and say it, and then be like, "Oh, never mind."
Oh, fuck.
Speaking of, Kendra!
Oh, fuck. Burn it.
Do it!
No, don't.
She doesn't respond to the first call.
Dude, it's probably her dad's tent. You're gonna burn her family heirloom tent of her dead dad?
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah!
Kendra, I will give you to the count of 5 to come out of your tent with all your things. You have not apologized to Rigurd. Your tent is now forfeit.
I hope you're not like a lawful good paladin.
She unzips and you can
1,
see her hair is a mess. What?
2,
I'm here. Why are you counting?
3. My throat starts glowing.
What do you want?
Kendra, apologize to Rigurd for earlier today.
And you can see she's like in a daze. Why?
Kendra!
Make do persuasion. I'll give you advantage.
Ooh.
God, such a dad. Arkul is such a dad.
Papa Ark.
That's an 18.
Overall 18 or
I'll take
18 plus things?
14 plus 4. So, yeah, I'll take the 18 because the other was a natural 2.
Yeah, she goes in for a second. She doesn't zip it up, but she goes back in for a second, and you can hear some like shuffling of clothing. She comes out with a jacket over her.
Kendra, all you have to do is say you're sorry, and you can have your tent.
What, you're going to burn my tent?
I mean, I can always do it.
If you don't say you're sorry, are you going to tell Rigurd you're sorry?
She looks over at Rigurd. Sorry.
Kendra, mean it.
Why?
What?
Doesn't matter anymore. Mean it.
Well, that's a little.
Arkul, it's fine. I'm used to people like her.
Kendra, do not tempt me.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Sorry.
Back in this.
And she slinks back in her tent.
And just for fun, because we're going to go to sleep fucking here in a minute, I'm going to use my breath weapon just above the tent.
Oh!
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, we better hope you don't fucking miss. Roll a natural 1 or nothing, and
Oh my
It doesn't
God,
take
we
a roll. I just
we
let it
torch a
loose.
child?
just torch.
Okay.
Make him roll.
So she is going to
I'm scared.
violently scream. And within minutes, the guard come running back.
Oh no!
And she's like frantic, like checking her tent, checking her tent, and they're like, what's wrong? What's the matter? And the one, it was that one, I'm telling you, pointing at Rigurd. And the Benison is trying to like figure out like what the fuck is going on. You can see he's like his hand is on his sword, but he's not deploying it. What's the matter? We heard a woman screaming. Miss,
Sorry.
I
The
burped.
orgy was getting out of hand.
And two of them like step up on you guys, and they're like, step back. And he goes over to her, Miss, you all right? Because she's young, and she goes, I was sleeping peacefully, and he tried to burn down my tent.
And we were not having G.
God damn it, Kendra.
They all look at Arkul.
What a bitch!
You assaulted this young woman's tent with fire?
I burped.
Deception check.
Oh, get
Deceive.
that 20, boy. Get that 20.
Save him. Extra spicy wings, man.
Do I use it?
Hold on. Can Rigurd assist with his own lie? Because I'm not sure you heard what I said at the start, but
What'd you say?
Rigurd was going along with it like, oh, sorry, the orgy was getting a little too intense.
But then you have Felix shouting, "We are not having an orgy."
There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts.
Why don't you roll at disadvantage? There's a lot of
Shit.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of counter messaging going on here.
Well, you got two people saying one thing, one person saying the other. I mean,
Well, with disadvantage, the first roll was a 3, so total of 5. Second roll was an 8. I did not do bueno.
Good.
So, the three of them who are behind Benison kind of separate you guys from Kendra and keep you away from all of your things. And you can see him talking with Kendra, and he's looking over to you guys with kind of a furrowed brow and nodding at her. So he comes back. For the better interest and safety of this young woman, we deem it fit to separate her from your party. And you can see Kendra, like, collecting her things. We are going to escort her to Cardy. And we are going to issue you with a warning. Cardy...
As soon as Rigurd hears they're gonna separate her from us, whoever says it, I take it it's Benison, but he's gonna go up to him and just grab his hand and fucking shake it, just like, thank you.
And
That played out so differently than I thought. It was.
Yeah, seriously.
She's been nothing but a nag this whole time. Thank you.
I about shit my fucking pants.
he like... Yes. Yeah. Anyway. I suggest you heed this warning, all of you. And he looks at Arkul first. You are to contain that weapon in our walls. You are not to cause a disturbance. You are not to set anything aflame. He looks at Hadrian. You are not to disrespect the guard when they approach you, despite your, he looks at Rigurd, personal interests. And we can all get along just fine. Is that clear? And
Clear with me.
Kendra, I want to hear you say it, Arkul.
I fucking hate her so much.
Ma'am. He looks at each of you. Is that
There's how many of them?
4? And they're visually a lot better armored than all of you.
There's 3 of them. Let's just assume they're level 5.
I don't want to die in session 1, guys.
So, like, in Borderlands, if there's an enemy stronger than you, there's, like, a big red skull and crossbone above their head. There's, like, 3 of those. Like,
3 for each person,
Yeah.
or...
Is
my
that
God.
clear?
Let's make sure you teach her some manners on your way.
Yes, well.
And
don't know
I
what-
turn around and I don't even care what he's saying. I turn around and walk away.
Yeah, he just jeers. I don't know what manners they teach you with the scales, but here we don't try and burn down the tents of young women. And so Kendra gets all of her things. They all separate, and you guys are
Finally free of Kendra.
finally free of Kendra.
Yeah!
Scream! I like scream down the ridge or whatever at Kendra. Kendra! Good luck, and remember my advice. Try to be a little bit more palatable.
And you just hear, "Shut up!"
Man, I don't know if you intended to make her that way, Joe, but she was such a cunt.
Oh. Kendra
Well.
confirmed big bad. Kendra
I-
confirmed big bad.
You guys treated her like a child and then stomped up all in her tent.
I did not.
Hey,
I
dude,
most
Yeah, me and Hadrian were cool with Kendra.
well, she tried. Like,
I was fine until
just-
she was a bitch.
I was gonna say, I was just messing with her with the fucking zipper and giving her a little bit of attitude the same way she was giving us attitude. And then she was just being a total bitch.
Yeah, I was being nice. I got Rigurd out of the fucking tent, and she was just like, "Yeah, he got mud in my tent."
Yeah.
I can't imagine why she
I-
didn't like react
God, such a
positively
fu-
to you.
We should have just fucking let her, like, fucking. We should have fucking let those three dudes keep her stupid compass.
Can we fucking... Can I go with you guys? Fuck no. Stay the fuck in your little shithole town.
God, that was mistake one, letting her come with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Char's in the background like, well, you guys are awfully aggressive.
We're just over here fucking like roasting.
Oh, this totally would have been different if Rachel was actually here.
Oh yeah, it would have definitely been different.
I hope so.
We got me and my bullshit. We've got Arkul just kind of fueling it, which I'm loving, by the way.
So with that, you guys will start the next session at the bright and shiny pearly gates of Cardy in. So I'm gonna cut the stream real quick. So anybody who stopped by, thank you. These guys will be back in 2 weeks. I'm gonna mute John. These guys will be back in 2 weeks, and the first group will be back next Saturday, which should be happening. We'll see how things go. But thank you to everybody who stopped by.